Okay, you're doing everything right. So why does it still feel like nothing is working? You're not stuck. It just feels that way. Because from your perspective, you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. You're trying to be consistent. You're putting in the effort. You're thinking about your next steps. And still, the results are not showing up in the way that you've expected them to. So naturally, your mind goes to one conclusion: something must be missing. Maybe you need more time. Maybe you need a better plan, or maybe you need more clarity before you move forward. But what if that's not actually the problem? What if the issue is not that something is missing, but that something is not being managed? A lot of women are working hard, but they are not tracking anything. They're not tracking their time. They're not tracking what actions lead to results. And they're not tracking what is actually moving them forward. So everything starts to blur together. Busy feels productive. Effort feels like progress. But those are not the same thing, because progress eventually requires feedback. And if you're not measuring what you are doing, you're operating without feedback, which means you cannot adjust. And if you cannot adjust, you stay in the same cycle. Even though you're putting in the work, that's where the frustration comes from. It's not from lack of effort, it's from a lack of clarity. You're doing things, but you don't fully understand what those things are producing. And clarity can change everything. When you start paying attention, you begin to notice the patterns. You notice where your time is actually going, and you notice which actions create movement and which ones just fill space. And you notice what aspects of your work people respond to and what gets ignored. And once you see those patterns, you can make better decisions. That is when things start to shift. Not because you're doing more, but because you're doing what matters. There's also another layer to this. It's when you feel stuck and your instinct is to look for something new, a new ideal, a new plan, or a new direction, because it feels like the answer has to be somewhere outside of what you're already doing. But if you're not managing what you already have, something new will not fix the problem. It will just give you something else to feel overwhelmed by. So instead of asking, what am I missing? Ask a better question. What am I already doing, and what is it actually producing? Because that question forces clarity, and clarity creates direction. You are not stuck. You are just operating without enough clarity to adjust. And once you fix that, everything begins to move. If you want help getting clear, start with my free self trust reset tool. It will help you organize your thinking and take focused action.